So, you know how last week I was playing around with like the chat GPT and like thank you. I was trying to find those intros that it wrote for me.
Yeah.
All right, I found
Did you
it.
find them?
I did.
That's
They're actually
exciting.
really funny. Do you want me to read them to you?
Hell yeah, I do. So we'll do an intro. Hopefully your video comes back up or it translates across when we're recording. I plan on putting this on YouTube. I made a YouTube channel for us the other day.
Okay. I
Or
hope it
yesterday.
does. Like
So
it's clear on my side and your side is all clear, so I don't know what the deal is.
maybe once it goes to edit, it'll be because it says recording continues smoothly. The live video will return when their internet improves. So it must be capturing you at least on your side. So that way when I go to edit it, we'll both be there hopefully.
Okay. Either that
We'll
or
see.
you'll be clear and I'll be hazy. Per the usual. Okay.
In more ways
So
than one this time.
So the first one, I just put like write a funny intro for a podcast hosted by two 40 somethings. And so it started
Okay.
with okay, so like insert our we'll say manifested drama instead of the middle-aged mayhem, which I think is really funny name. But I
Dang
know,
it.
I'm
We're
pissed off
branded
about it
already,
too.
man.
I know. But, you know what? Here,
Yeah.
I'll tell you
You
a
had a
funny
year.
story.
You had a year.
I know.
Okay.
Okay. Welcome to Manifested Drama, the podcast where two 40-somethings navigate the baffling world of adulthood with the finesse of a bull in a china shop and the wisdom of a squirrel trying to remember where it buried its nuts. I'm Amy.
That's a good one.
I know. I'm
And
Amy.
Brittany, that's such a good one. Oh my God.
And I'm here with my partner in age-related chaos, the one and only Missy. If you've ever
Is
caught
this all
yourself squinting,
ChatGPT?
yes, it's so good.
This is magic.
So it is. Oh, I love it. I mean, it's like, oh, this is a lazy procrastinator's dream.
Mm.
So it
Oh, it's the
continues.
best.
And it says, if you've ever caught yourself squinting at restaurant menus because the font is suddenly way too small, or if your idea of a wild Friday night involves a heated debate about the merits of different vacuum cleaners, then you're in the right place. We're here to discuss the joys of finding that one elusive gray hair that seems to defy all tweezers, and the absolute thrill of remembering where you left your car keys for the first time in weeks. So grab your reading glasses and put on those sensible shoes, because let's face it, our arches are just not what they used to be. And join us on a hilariously relatable journey through the trials and tribs of middle-agedom, from our baffling encounters with new technology to our quest for the ultimate wrinkle cream. We promise to share stories that will make you laugh, cry, and maybe even snort in a way that true grown-ups can in the way that only true grown-ups can. Let's dive headfirst into the glorious mess that is our 40s. It's like being a teenager, but with way more back pain.
I mean, I love all of that except for, and it truly just, I think we should have just changed this to geriatric millennial at this point, right? Because it paints us as geriatric millennials.
Oh, it does.
Does it not? Like,
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's almost like the definition. That's almost like the textbook.
Yeah. It was a soliloquy almost, man. That was like a fucking monologue. Like ChatGPT, we need like 4 sentences, buddy. Shorten it down.
Yeah, they are a little long. So I got another one, and this one's pretty funny too, and it's kind of like a back and forth. So I'll just read them both as if it was two people.
Okay.
Hey there, fabulous listeners. Welcome to the podcast where two 40-something women navigate life, love, and the never-ending quest for the perfect wrinkle cream. That's right, because who needs a midlife crisis when you can have midlife laughter riot with us? I'm host number 1, and I still remember a time when jellies were the height of fashion. And I'm host number 2, and here to remind you the only thing hotter than our coffee is the tea we're about to spill. Host number 1, we're like a fine wine getting better with age, and just a tad bit more likely to forget where we put our glasses. So buckle up, dear listeners, as we take you on a roller coaster ride through the hilarious highs and hysterical lows of being fabulous 40-somethings. Get ready for a podcast filled with laughter, life lessons, and the occasional debate about whether avocado toast is still cool. It never was. So grab your favorite face mask, pour a glass of something stronger than your Wi-Fi, and let's dive into another episode of 40, Flirty, and Funnier Than Ever. Ba, 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 ba,
Funnier than, oh my. Yeah, I think I like the first one better.
I do
But I
too. The
don't
first
like
one's
the,
fun.
I don't need wrinkle cream. I don't have wrinkles yet.
Well, I do need wrinkle cream. That's why I
one
use
of us is after wrinkle cream. So some of us are just, well, I think probably when I'm not fat anymore, then I won't need wrinkle cream as much, maybe.
That is the thing.
Possibly.
Like when you lose weight, like things start to get creepy. Like I noticed the last time I lost a bunch of weight, I was getting like crepiness like right in here. Like almost like a gobbler.
Like the turkey neck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was like, nobody invited you. Go away.
Yeah, get away. Get out of here. I'm just going to clothespin it, and I'm going to put a clothespin at the back of my neck to hold all that skin in.
Oh, they got tape for that now. They got tape for that now.
Yeah. Beauty's pain, though. I'd rather just use a clothespin.
Beauty is pain. That's why I'd rather be ugly.
Oh, man. I do think I wouldn't mind doing like a weekly, like short chat GPT intro, because I think those were great.
Yeah, those were funny.
Us old because like it doesn't know. Because aging like a fine wine, I guess, is better than sour milk, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
In every respect.
More I'm chunky like sour milk. Does that count?
It definitely counts. It's the only time it's good.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because I don't like cottage cheese. Nobody likes anything curdled, I guess we could say. Yeah. There's a bug in front of me.
You got bugs?
I mean, it was a gnat or something. I don't know. I got nothing. I don't know. I'm tired. It's been a long week, and it's already like it's
only Wednesday,
but then it's like
it's been a long
week
week
at the same time.
Yeah, the heat is not helping.
Oh, it hasn't been as hot here. Like it was like 62 this morning. It was beautiful.
Shut the fuck up. I'm hanging up. Goodbye.
And it's 87 right now. But like on Friday, I think it's going to be like 95, and I think over the weekend we're going to be in the hundreds. So
bless your heart.
And I think next week it's going to be hot. Well, we're off work next week. Like we're taking a week since the kids will be in school, and Kevin and I are going to spend quality time.
Oh, that'll be nice.
It's going to be like 97, like upper 90s, almost 100s all next week. Just bullshit. Yeah.
Well, you've got that humidity, so I feel bad for you in that respect. But we were at 115 yesterday, so.
Oh, fuck all that! And you guys have a ways to go, right? Until it.
Yeah, we'll be hot until hot until October, and then it'll start getting cool like the first part of November. It'll be like pleasant in October, but yeah, it's even Halloween. It can be really hot.
Fuck that. So I'm resending you what I tried to send you earlier that didn't go through.
Okay.
I'll have to see if it goes through. It's a screenshot from Facebook that I continuously send you, just for funsies.
Okay.
Just wait till it comes through.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So I'm trying to convince Amy to move from Phoenix here to Kansas, for those of you guys that don't pay attention to what, we've been saying. So I am constantly showing Amy how much cheaper it is to live here than Arizona. So there's that. Not nice. It's a big ass whole ass house too.
It is a big house. Did I ever tell you my theory about Zillow?
Oh no, you didn't.
I was listening to a podcast. I told you about her. Her name's Delta Work, and it's called Very Delta. And she was saying that, when she was looking for a place to live, she was noticing that there was a lot of listings that were like really, really cheap, like much cheaper than they arguably should be for the area. They live in LA, so obviously everything's super expensive. But the thing is, like, even if you want to tour it, if you just want to go look at it, you have to submit an application, which means an application fee for every adult that's living in the house. So let's
Yeah.
say if it's you and a couple of your roommates, each one of you have to put in an application just to go look at it. And they were Delta was uh expounding on the idea that what if it's, just like a investment property from that's owned by a company, and they don't want to rent it, they want to sell it, but they can't sell it right now, so they're going to pay that mortgage by showing it to a bunch of people thinking that it's a good place, and then they'll just never call them back, like,
Hmm.
isn't,
Yeah.
I mean,
I can
interesting,
see
but
that
if
because people are
that's
shitty.
shitty though,
Yeah.
and then of course there's all the scammers. They take
Oh, yeah.
pictures of real houses or real listings and like put them on Craigslist or some shit like that. We almost got taken by one of those.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, a couple times. Couple
Because
times.
were they for sale where they had access to like the lockbox? I've
No,
seen that here.
the first one was we went and they said that we've been doing work in the house. The back door is open. You can let yourselves in. So we're figured, okay. And it was actually in the neighborhood that you lived in Keller. It was in
Okay.
that neighborhood. And so we're looking at it, and then we're like they didn't want to talk to us on the phone. Everything was through email and text message. And then like they were like out of state and everything. And then
Oh,
like
yeah.
somehow we figured out that it was a scam. And then we
Yeah.
got here, and there we pull up to a house to go look at it, and I think this was one that we had found on Zillow. But we pull up, and there's somebody in the driveway, and there's like somebody parked, and we're like, I guess somebody else is looking. We'll wait for a few minutes. So we make the block a couple times, come back, they're still sitting there. And we're like and we're talking to the person that we were, that they had the listing, and they're just giving us the runaround, and we're just like,
Oh,
holy
yeah.
shit, this is a fucking another scam. So yeah, and I actually called the listing office for that property and said, hey, this just happened to us. If it happened to us, it's happening to other people. So
Yeah, for
just to let you
sure.
know, this particular property has got clones out there, and they're trying to scam people. So I mean, that's a that's a shitty thing to do. Like scamming
Yeah.
people out of money, that's one thing, but we're just people trying to house our
Trying to find
family.
somewhere to live. And I think that's
And
the whole thing with like rents going up, and then it's
mhm.
easier to rent a home than buy a home in this country. It's such an easy scam because we ran into that when we got up here and we were looking for rental homes. There was a house for sale by the boys' school, and it was for sale, but it was also for rent. So I reached out directly to the agent and I was like, hey, this is on like realtor.com, it's on Zillow,
Mhm.
it's on Redfin, it's on Trulia, it's on all of these. Is this house truly for rent? And they were like, no, it's not. But I will say the neighborhood I lived in Keller, Cherie says it's like 90% rentals now,
Really? I
which
believe
I
it.
can believe. Yeah. Well, she was telling me that their mortgage from property taxes like 2/3 of their mortgage that has quadrupled is property
Mm.
taxes.
I believe
Because
that
they have
too.
built $450,000 homes around these houses. Like when we bought our house in the neighborhood, it was $105,000. And now it's worth like
God.
393 or some shit like that. But
Yeah.
all of the I couldn't imagine paying the property taxes. We probably would have moved a long fucking time ago.
Yeah, I can't. That's one of the things that
Uh-oh,
scares me about
your
owning a
electricity machine is pooping off.
Huh?
Are you guys almost out of electricity?
Oh
Is
no,
your
we
electricity
just
box?
refilled it. That's the air fryer.
Oh,
This
oh,
is
well,
a
in that
this is
case.
a real working house, and we're not coming to you from a studio. I'm in my living room or my dining
Oh,
room.
you're in your dining. Me too.
It's my
I have
studio.
all your studio. I know. I want to put some. I was looking at like shit to put on the walls on how to make my office not as echoey. So I actually have one designated place to do TikToks, because like I
Mhm.
think of the TikTok group I'm in, I think we're gonna try and do a live tomorrow at like 8:30 my time, just to
Okay.
try to get more followers because I need to get to 10,000 followers because then I can partner. Like one girl, she just partnered with Amazon and just having people look at her like collab, just even looking at her video, she made 13,000 fucking dollars
Fuck, that would change
in like
our life.
3 weeks. Yeah, but it's like
Jesus.
not. Yeah, but it's like if you're smart though, which is she pointed out because everybody was like, "Oh my gosh," and I was like, "But is it 1099?" And she's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Save 50% of that for taxes
Yeah,
because really
save
you
that.
made 6,500." But either
Either
way,
save
like
that or
when
have a
sh
bunch of
yeah,
kids.
yeah, she posted this video like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and she's like, "Yeah, I just paid out like $13,000." And I was like, "Okay, well, I've got a lot more to go." Like I think I'm up to like 2,600. I obviously have a shit ton more to go before I can even. I'm like, come on. And I was like, anybody want to do a live? Because live is like a good way to
Yeah,
get or whatever. So we'll see how that goes. It'll be
for
me and like
sure.
the embryos that I'm in this fucking Facebook group with because they're all like young. Like one girl was like, she just had a baby and she's like, I can't wait to be like out and about on a Friday in my 40s. And I'm like, oh, really? Because I just sang a song to my cat and I told my son nobody needed to see his penis. And I am in my 40s and I am not anywhere. And
Yep,
she just like laughed and I was like, this
that's
is
your
y'all. You
wild
guys
Friday
think,
night.
yeah. You guys think that you're just gonna fucking go ham in your 40s, but you're not. You're gonna be like,
That
my left bra
that's a
cup is
good
tighter than
segue
my
into
right
the
one.
Miley Cyrus song.
Oh, that I love that. So it's
I
this whole it's
do.
because it's all over TikTok, but I also
Mhm.
figured out I want to make like a video with part of it, but it's pretty indicative of us when we were younger, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Used to be
I won't
crazy,
play it.
used to be
I used to be
wild.
fun.
I used to be young. That's what
Yeah.
changed. I'm
Yep.
old now. I'm not young anymore. I really love that album that she brought out. It's so mature and like it just has all the feels. Like I was not a
Yeah.
huge fan of her. Like I thought she was cute on Hannah Montana. I was too old for it like to really like
Yeah.
enjoy it. I
Yeah,
thought the
because you
movie
didn't
was
have
cute.
V.
No.
Isaiah Ryland was a Hannah Montana all about it. But I always thought like
Mhm.
she had such talent for
Oh yeah.
somebody so young and she gets like it's that whole like, oh, your dad's Billy Cyrus and he was jock and did achy breaky heart and that's the only reason, but she's genuinely talented.
Mhm. You
So
don't have the kind of success like with Wrecking Ball than
no.
the or any of like from the Bangers album, unless you're talented. Yes, no having a famous father that can help, but she's got some pipes. She's
Yeah,
got some
for sure.
pipes. So,
So I'm gonna play a
but
little
I
bit. We'll
really
see if you can hear it.
okay.
I don't know, we'll see if it goes. But yeah, I just think I don't care, Mr. Ad, like a peasant having to watch
You have
commercials.
ads.
Yeah, because I don't have actual like it's just on my phone. Like I don't have legit. I guess I could have pulled it up on Apple Music, but I am not very smart today.
That would have been smart.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll skip a little bit. I still am mystified whenever people do videos.
Oh, that's much better.
Mm. But for real. But she's crying in the video, so
But
I don't know.
Miley,
Yeah.
she's been
Stop
through it the
talking to us
past couple of
old
years.
ladies. Yeah,
She can
I think
she
she's
can
been
squeeze out
through
a
it,
couple tears.
period. Yeah.
Well, her Billy Ray is her dad, so
Yeah, and her
I'm
mom
gonna
just
pull
got
on that joke forever.
remarried. Well, her mom just got remarried. Did you see that over the weekend? She got married
No,
and she
I
was the
didn't see
maid of
that.
honor. Yeah, her mom
That's
got because
cool.
she and Billy Ray, they divorced probably like 6 or 7. There was a whole thing about how a bunch of her siblings didn't go to the wedding, but it was like they're not like, I don't think they were like Noah and Trace and another one. I don't think they were biologically related to Trish, but I don't know. I didn't dig into it that
Oh,
much.
I
I
don't
think
know.
Noah
I
was,
always
wasn't it?
thought that Noah is. I
Okay.
think because
Yeah.
Noah looks too much like Miley to not be.
Well, I was saying there was only one of oh no, I think it is that Miley's the only one related to Billy Ray out of those the four. It's like one of the other ones, Trace and Noah, and those three didn't go to her wedding, and it was like a whole thing because they didn't go to her wedding.
Oh,
So yeah, it's kind of, but yeah, it was all how Miley was maid of honor, da 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 da, all that stuff. So, but it's like good for her. But at the same time, she's so young. Is she really like? Could she? And she's maid and matron. I guess matron's the married one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it wrong. I guess, or was
I
my
don't know what a
Southern ballot
divorced
card.
maid of honor is.
I would think it would still be
Would it be
matron because you
matron?
were.
Yeah,
You would
because
think.
you're. Yeah, I would imagine it's matron. Oh well.
But I mean, she went through it, like you said, she had to grow up in front of everybody, and how much she talks about the body dysmorphia because not only was she playing two different characters essentially, but it was that I think the show really compounded how she had to look like that. And she did not
Yeah.
look like Hannah Montana. She looked like herself. And this was a time when you couldn't not be small and blonde, basically, and be famous or be
Mhm.
a singer. So yeah, she went through it. But I love that song. I think I'm just such a fan of what she's putting out lately, like you said. I think as she
Mhm.
gets older, she just gets better, you
I
know,
agree. I
and like good
agree.
for her. And she gets to hang out with Dolly Parton, so she's literally living her best life.
Yeah, I would die. I would
And I
literally die.
know. Well, speaking of dead,
Oh,
I'm so
segue.
bummed.
I
So
know.
Bob Barker died last weekend of now I would hope at 99 natural causes, but I was thinking like Betty White died at 99, Bob Barker died at
Mhm.
99, and it's like that was our childhood. Like if you didn't know life, if you stayed home from school and you didn't watch The Price is Right and have your chicken noodle soup
Mhm.
and your Canada Dry, like that is how an 80s kid lived their life being sick and being home from school. And then it
Damn
went from,
right.
when he retired, then Drew Carey took over, and I don't think it was ever really the same
It wasn't the
once Drew
same.
Carey took over. But yeah, Bob Barker was remember spay and neuter your pets, and yeah, he died of
Expand into
natural
your
causes at
pets.
95. Couldn't even. Can we get
Yep.
one? I want to see one get to 100. Betty White was 2 weeks shy from 100. Well, I guess like about Mel Brooks is 100. I didn't know Mel Brooks was still alive.
Yeah, Mel Brooks. You know who else is still alive? Dick Van Dyke. He's 97.
Holy
So
shit!
no, I thought I had to look him up the other day because I thought about him. I was watching a show about this old actress who was the original actress that was cast in Mary Poppins,
Oh
and
really?
then old Julie Andrews decided to put her big mouth into it, and then that lady was like, "You ain't it, you ain't it, hun.
You ain't
Sorry,
doing it.
so you ain't doing
It's
it.
like go
It
sit down,
ain't
lady.
the way it should be." But yeah, so I was like, oh, Dick Van Dyke, I wonder what he's doing. Is he still alive? So I had to do the Google real quick, and he is. He's 97 years old, so maybe he'll make it to 100.
Hopefully. I mean, yeah, Mel
Knock on
Brooks,
wood.
I can't believe I didn't know he was still alive, but yeah, he's done things like Robin Hood Men in Tights,
Mm-hmm.
Silent Movie, what is it? Spaceballs, Blazing Saddle, Young
Destroy the
Frankenstein. He's done
world.
a tons. Yeah, World War Z. I didn't even know he did World War Z.
He did that in conjunction with his son, who wrote the book World War Z.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I still
I
haven't
think
seen that. I
I
won't see
think
it. I
I'm
can't do
no.
zombies.
I love zombies, but I don't want to watch like I like a good like apocalyptic how is everybody dying from whatever. Like I like the storyline of but I don't and I think a dystopian shit is kind of cool. I don't know, it's just kind of but I don't
Yeah,
want
I
to
just
watch
it's the
somebody eat.
graphicness of and it's
Yeah.
it's horror movies in general that just
Yeah.
gotten so graphic and like so it's like gore porn at this point. It's
Yeah.
horrifying for the sake of being horrifying. And I don't know, I used to really like that kind of like terrified like pit in your stomach. I don't like it anymore.
No, I don't like it. And I did kind of figure out a way to take away like the power of a horror movie as you look up the spoiler of what's happening because like
Oh.
moviespoiler.com will tell you everything that is happening. So then you're like, okay, this
Mhm.
is when that's happening. This is
So you
when
know
that's
what's
happening.
coming.
Yeah.
I normally am like so anti spoiler because I like to like come to the conclusion or like the twist, either on my own or be surprised. But I would probably like because there are some movies that I would like to see, but I'm just like no, it looks like there may be
Yeah.
some jump scare. If I know it's coming, I might be able to enjoy it a little bit better.
Well, I don't like it too because Kevin will laugh at me and make fun of me if I get scared and I jump. Even
You
like
should punch him
regular, I should punch him, but he's mean.
in the
So
balls.
In
and
The
run
Boss.
away.
No, I won't run away. I'm like, yeah, it fucking happened.
He's like, this is my
Bitch.
house, bitch.
I'd have to take him out of my purse first.
Get him off the rearview mirror.
Take that. I was looking at
Oh
all this
my
stuff
god!
that
I wish I could screenshot because your camera just froze, and
oh
I
did it?
got like this mid headbang, like your hair's coming forward and like your
Yeah.
face is all beat up. Oh, you just did it again.
You're welcome. You're over there living your best
Oh,
life with my frozenness.
I love it.
That's funny. Yeah, I was just kind of looking at stuff that he's done. He's done a lot, like The Fly. He was a produced The Fly. Do you
Mm-hmm.
remember that one with
Goldblum, Jeff
yeah,
Goldblum.
where he turned
Yep,
it
I
was
sure
weird.
do.
Yeah, speaking of horror movies, I guess, right?
Yeah, I
I'm not
mean,
a fan of
was
jump
that a
scare
horror
either.
movie or was it like a sci-fi thriller?
It
I
was like
guess
a
it could be
sci-fi, but
both.
for me, it was like creepy as fuck, so I didn't
It
like it.
was. It was pretty creepy, especially when he like I thought the grossest part of that movie is like when his like fingernails were coming off.
Yes.
Oh,
Ugh.
yeah.
That one thing of because we were watching something and like they pulled the fingernail out. And
You.
I think that's so disgusting. It just, ooh, like stuff like that
Yeah.
just creeps me out so bad.
Yeah.
It's nasty. Not a fan.
That's gross. I don't like that.
It's well gross. It's nasty. So, with talking Hollywood and stuff, so we've got do you remember I think it was like 2007 when the Writers Actors Guild was on strike,
Yeah, I do.
and they're on strike right now, and the Screen Actors Guild's on strike too.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
they've
gone
been on
on for
strike
a
most
long
of the summer.
time.
Yeah. I think it's going to be, I wonder how long it's going to take to kind of recover from them all being on strike the way that they are.
I don't know. I know that like both of those unions have like emergency funds that they use
Mm.
in order to help their members like make it through times like this, but I mean, money's going to run out eventually.
Yeah.
So, I just hate that Hollywood is just like swinging its big dick around,
Yeah.
like what are you going to do? Like they just it's very sad. It's very, very
Yeah.
sad because it's, coming from like an artistic point of view, that's not just a paycheck for some people. That's their art, and they should
Yeah.
be paid fairly for it.
Agreed. Yeah. Because it's that whole, you see how many studio execs, they get million, $1 billion bonuses, but like Sean Gunn put it, where he was like some Disney VP CEO, somebody that he was like, you're completely out of touch because he basically called the writer and the strikes kind of like a sad state of affairs. And he's like, well, if that's how you think, then your highest paid person should be paid equally to your lowest paid person. If that's really how you feel, because
Mhm.
Kevin and I can't remember. I am of the assumption or the thought that the Screen Actors Guild was striking in solidarity with the writers, but Kevin keeps telling me I'm wrong because apparently I'm always fucking wrong. Um, but it's one of those I tried to explain. I was like, it's because these are the people that create their characters and create who they are, and you'll hear some actors like Angela Kinsey from The Office, where she talks about how, or even the girl that plays Pam, Jenna Fisher, they talk about the things that they're doing to cultivate and make their characters, and like they're like, oh well, and it's almost somebody that's like separate from themselves when they're talking, so it's kind of nice. I can't hear you. What'd you do?
It muted. I think a lot of people forget that.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people forget that, let's say, Beth Dutton, you don't have Beth Dutton without a writer. You
exactly.
don't have a show like Yellowstone or The Office or anything, or Saturday Night Live, for Christ's sake. You don't have those
Yes.
without writers. And yes, on SNL, a lot of the actors are the writers, but
Yeah.
a lot of them are not, and it's just really sad that it's like they've been taken advantage of, and now they're having that advantage like rubbed in their face. It's just really sad. Really sad.
Yeah, yeah. It's a little bit of bullshit. It's for like I'm noticing now during COVID, they released movies directly almost where you could rent them right away. And this still
Bring
kind of
that
rings
back.
true. Yes, I would rather pay If I wanna watch fucking, because it was Cruella, I think was one of the very first ones they did that with too on Disney,
Mhm.
and we rented it, like, I'm whatever, but, and I know some of the movies that are, like, on Paramount Plus or Peacock that they stream because 'cause they're owned by those studios, you can get them a lot sooner,
Mhm.
versus, like, Disney, Avatar 2: Way of the Water took probably, like, 6 months to even come out on streaming, like it used to be. But
Yeah.
I do know that now we're back to pre-COVID movie prices. And
Yeah.
pre-COVID movie prices were what, 14, $15 a ticket? Now they're 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now we're they're trying to make up for COVID and everything kind of being shut down, and they were filming like in bubbles, which there's a whole freaking spoof movie called The Bubble of them filming during COVID too. But it's
I
like,
can't
when
wait.
is it, like, enough is enough at the same time? Like, we're getting to the point where everything is so high priced, and
Mhm.
we can only take so much, guys. Our food is more expensive, our electricity is more expensive, our gas is more
Mhm.
expensive, our, products, cars, clothes, fucking tires, they're all so much more expensive. And now you want me to go see a $20 movie. And for me and Kevin, it's $40 plus tax,
Mhm.
plus, 9 times out of 10, you're either buying a ticket at a kiosk or you're buying it on your phone and app. You have like a $4 to $5 convenience fee for that. And then you're going to go and, we don't usually get popcorn. We usually get a drink, but you have to think like you get, it's not even like as big as it used to be, but they're like $8,
Mm-mm.
$9 for a drink. And
No.
so you could go to a restaurant and have a sit down meal for what it costs to go
To
to the
go to a
movies.
movie, yeah. And I'm
And we're
sick
not
and
doing that.
it's almost as if they're trying to justify the higher prices now by just saying, "Oh, well, it's because, we're trying to make up for COVID."
Suck my dick. You
So
don't need to make up for
yes.
fucking
I
COVID.
don't,
You guys
make up
make
for
billions
what?
upon billions of dollars because they went 6 months not being able to charge a bagillion dollars. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
And movie
Tom
tick or
Cruise
not,
needs another
concert
plane.
tickets too. That
Yes.
really upsets me, because there is no like going to the box office and buying tickets anymore. Or do you
No.
remember you could go to the grocery stores and
Yes.
buy concert tickets and like fair tickets? It's all online now, and
Yeah.
there's the ticket, and then there's the credit card vendor fee, and then there's the online convenience fee, and
And
then if you
fucking
want
Ticketmaster and their bullshit ass fees.
yeah, it's and that it's sickening. It's really
Yeah.
sickening. And I get that musical artists, and comedians and all that because of streaming and all and
They
everything,
don't
they
make as
don't
much
make the
money.
kind of money that
Yeah.
they used to. But hey, we never made the kind of money that you used to. So what makes you
Yeah.
think that we can afford the prices that are double than what they used to be now? We
I mean,
can't.
how much have we touched on how costly Taylor Swift, and I miss being
Mhm.
able to go, like, you could go to will call. You can't even pick out your seats anymore. Like, I could
Mm-mm.
not go to will call to buy my tickets to avoid that, because I want to say we bought Monster Jam tickets like 5, 6 years ago, right? 4 or 5 tickets to Monster Jam. Each ticket has like what, I don't even know what it's called for Ticketmaster, but they charge a fee, and it's like a
Mhm.
certain percentage. Well, our price was basically 50% was this Ticketmaster fee, and 50% was actually event tickets cost. Because Ticketmaster is like, hey, I'm gonna dry fuck the shit out of you.
And I'm not gonna buy you dinner.
No,
You're
they're
gonna
not
buy
gonna
me
spit on
dinner.
it. They're not gonna call me. They're not even gonna ask my name beforehand. They're just gonna fuck me.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's
So
sad.
yeah,
It's
I mean,
very
I could
sad
go.
the fact that you have to almost have privilege in order to enjoy even like
Anything.
minor entertainment. If it's
Yeah.
not a free park with a splash pad, or yeah, or the swimming pool at your apartment complex or your housing development, because we don't make the kind of money that people that can afford to go to Disney make,
Yeah.
we don't get to enjoy that kind of stuff. Or we go and we just have to like deal with like that piercing in your chest when you hear the how much it's going to cost for your family of four to go to the movies. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we have tried to really kind of do like matinees and stuff, because
Mhm.
then they're at least like $8 to $10, which if you're going to like an
Yeah.
actual movie theater, like we have a theater here in town that I think even evening tickets are like $8, $10. So it's not
Mhm.
terrible if we go, but it's also not like we're not getting the recliner seats and all of that shit that
Yeah.
AMC and
We are
Regal
kind of
are.
spoiled.
But at the same fucking time, like Regal, who is AMC's kind of counterpart, they they filed bankruptcy and sold off a bunch of their stuff to come out of bankruptcy.
Mhm.
So I mean, think of how much money they're still making, and they're like, oh, so like one of the, I think it was like downtown, one of the Regals here, they shut down with no note, like with 2 weeks notice. So think of
Mhm.
all the people that have worked there. Like you're not going to have a job in 2 weeks, and you're not going to probably you can't get severance because we're going through bankruptcy. And then they're
Yeah.
like, literally the week later, they're like, we're out of bankruptcy. We made enough money
Oh,
selling shit off.
JK, we're gonna be just fine. I'm mad at AMC. We were banking on them going under, like that we like selling them short, like they did with GameStop. Like
Yeah,
if we had had some money to put in on that GameStop short, we would have. But I can see you moving your
I know.
naked bulb around.
I know.
Where were you on the night of January 9th?
I went like that, and then I was like, oh, my face is real shiny.
Oh,
We're going to
oh,
tilt you
you
back over
just
that way.
you keep freezing, and the still shots are the best. I love it.
Can you
I
tell we
love
have
it. I forgot
ADD?
what I
We
was
need,
saying.
we need, and talking about, okay, so yeah, at one point, like when Robinhood first came out, I bought like a couple of AMC stocks. They were like 10, $12. And I'm like,
They
fuck,
were
I
cheap.
wish, like I told you, yeah, they were cheap as shit. And I wish that I had held on to them. I wish that I had bought
Did they
stock in
did they eventually
Amazon.
go up? Because like it
Yeah,
was
they're up.
every day we were watching. Are they? Well, huh,
Well, let
I
me
guess
look. I'll
missed
look
that
on
boat.
my, eh.
I know. I think Eric still has his. I sold mine because I'm like I'm finished with you. I'm gonna invest in something I know I'm gonna make money on.
I don't do that. That's not how I roll. I know Dr.
I,
Pepper is pretty consistent. No, they're $13. They were up to like, yeah, it's $13.07. I bought it when it was like $10, so I guess they haven't
mm-hmm.
gone up that much. But no,
I
they
mean
have dipped.
they've gone up and down. I mean they've definitely done the roller coaster game.
See how down they are right now?
Oh yeah, way down.
Like, whew, from what is that? Come on, fat finger. 40 something to, yeah. Damn. But yeah, that's how I feel like Dr. Pepper's a good one. It's character
Mm-hmm.
fodder to invest in. And then I have through my stash account the you want to make America mad, the treasury profit, you can invest in those and make money off of the treasury deficit profits.
We make
Peace.
money off of our debt.
Basically, yeah.
Do we take
And
any of that money and put it towards our debt?
fuck no, that's not the
We are
American
the
way. What are you talking about?
stupidest people
Stupidest
in the
country
world.
ever. For real.
We how the hell have we survived for what is it, 244 years?
Yeah. It is the US Treasury income is what it is. So I'm thinking, how much are we in debt? How does our Treasury have any income? How? How is it
I don't
$50
know,
and $72 a stock and they've gone up 4% in the last year? How is that a thing?
but we can't
I don't even
afford
know.
universal health care.
But I will say, I mean, as much as we both know we hate insurance, right?
I
Oh,
hate
and
it.
there's a rate hike refuge too that I have invested in. So as much as like the Fed raises the rates, there's like a piece that you can invest in from there as well. But
That's a
universal haircut, but
shame.
you have to think about universal haircut is great where everybody has coverage, but think of how lengthy it is to get any kind of treatment. So is it really
Yeah, I
better?
imagine it's about like trying to get into the VA, which is
Yeah,
fucking
same
tough.
thing, and it's or even some places with insurances where you have a doctor at the insurance company going, "No, you can't get your life-saving treatment because we don't cover that," or you think it's not needed. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
and then your doctor and you are having to combat with like that committee. It's kind of the same shit. So we sort of have those same obstacles, but I think just like everything else in America, like we were watching The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt and they were talking about this guy's heart was failing and how and this lady is like, he's rich. Why is he waiting for a heart? All you gotta do is just make a donation and you skip the line. Like how true is that though,
Oh yeah,
if we
for
really think
sure.
about it. So But yeah. So yeah.
I just wish that America
we could
didn't have
soapbox
the
that shit all
most
day.
expensive healthcare in the world. I just wish.
And it's
And we're
because
the
Big Pharma
unhealthiest in
runs
the
our government.
world. Yeah.
But that's why, as long as we don't have term limits and actually somebody to control what money is going into our government from these companies, we're fucked either way, right?
Speaking of term limits, did you see that Mitch McConnell had another senior moment on TV?
No, I didn't.
He was asked about. Do you know about his first one?
I think so, yeah. But
So like
remind
he
the
was
listeners.
doing a press conference at the Capitol, and I forget exactly what he was talking about, but he just like stopped talking and just froze. And we're talking like
Oh,
it's like
deer in the headlights, kind of
deer in the
staring
headlights.
off.
Like he doesn't know what he's saying. It doesn't look like he knows where he is. I mean, he's 180 million years old, but he
Yeah.
had another one. It was either today or yesterday, where he was asked about whether or not he's going to run for re-election. Which, like I said, 180 million years old. He's been in the Senate since like the 60s, I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's been there for a long, long time, and he's one of like the super like Reagan Republican conservatives, and he probably even
Yeah.
more extreme than that. But he just froze and like the deer in the headlights, and I'm like, yeah, Mitch.
And it makes you wonder who keeps electing them, because we have all of these. Thank God this younger generation that I think is after ours actually gives two fucks about our government, right? Like I know that our
Yeah.
generation wasn't raised that way. Like I know my parents didn't really talk politics until Trump was elected and then became fucking idiots. But that's neither here nor there. But I just think of how are they continuing to get reelected? That's my thing. We can preach all day long that people are voting for these same fucking octogenarians that are setting themselves up for multi-million-dollar lifelong everything, right? But it's
Yeah.
like, are they actually getting reelected? Like, are our votes actually counting?
Yeah, I have. Well, I mean, I have a theory that it's a recognizable name. You know, like I said, he's been in some form of government
Yeah.
since I think the 60s, and you know, like
Yeah,
our
just
grandparents
like
and
us.
parents were the ones. Were the ones that were voting, and you know, like
Yeah.
there were a long time where the younger generation just did not vote. So
Yeah.
the people that voted these people in are the ones that kept reelecting them because they were familiar with the name, familiar with the policies. Dianne
Yeah.
Feinstein is another one from California. She's in her 90s, and she doesn't know where the hell she is half the time.
Yeah.
She was supposed to go up to the lectern and just say yes or no to vote for a bill. And she went up there and started to read a different bill that she was
Oh
going to propose.
no.
A
Yeah.
handler came up to her and goes, Dianne, just say yes. Just say yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these people are propped up against the wall. They're
Yeah.
there because it's a vote for that side. And Republican or Democrat, there needs to be term limits. Needs
Well,
to
not only
be.
that, but I mean, you have to look at it because that was the whole thing. I think when Biden got elected was that due to his age, he's not a young guy, and we're seeing
No,
actually
he's not.
this week where he's just kind of fucking out of it as well. If we're talking about old people being out of it, but there was always this. The right wing would be like, "Oh, he's going to be Kamala's puppet. He's going to be the Democrats' puppets." And I think watching his behavior, I think maybe he had good intentions, but I do think, and especially some of the statements that he's made where like I read an article today where he made a statement and before he was even in the car fucking leaving, his aides were walking what he said back
Yeah.
about stuff. And then there's like where he doesn't know where he is on stage, all of this shit. And I'm just like, I think it's people that are our generation and younger that they're not that name. And even like to run for president, did you know you have to pay $5,000 just to put your name in to run for president?
I knew that there was a fee that you had, like an initiation fee that you had to
Yeah.
pay, but I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, it's five. I've looked into it because I was gonna run. I was like, I can run for fucking president. We'll just get
Not
all
for
of the.
that in this economy, $5,000? No,
Yeah, we
ma'am.
can't afford that. And honestly,
No.
And if we're being realistic, like poster board can only take us so far running for president, right? But it all,
Missy.
yeah, everybody just fucking write me in, write me in.
Would just get everybody at Friendly's to hold up signs off the highway.
Yeah.
Show me your boobs and I'll vote for Missy.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, but I looked because I was like, man, I couldn't. Like, I know how to run a household. I know how to run a fucking zoo of idiots. What's worse than I could do to
In
the
the
country?
country.
Yeah.
Can't
But
be
I'm
that
a
hard.
woman. That'll never happen.
Missy, shut up and sit down.
Oh, she's pretty. Look,
Pat you on your head. Oh,
we didn't let
it's a good
Hillary
thing
do
you're
it, and then we
looking.
turned her into a hurricane. Get out of here.
She wasn't pretty enough.
Yeah, but
But
I mean,
apparently Sarah Palin wasn't pretty enough either. So I can
I
see
think,
Russia from my house.
yeah, she had a reality show. Did you know that?
Yeah, I
I
did.
watched it. I sure watched it. And
I
then her
bet you
kid was on,
did.
Bristol Palin was on Teen Mom for a hot minute with like her third baby daddy, second
Oh,
baby
she's got
daddy.
more kids?
She's got like the one that she had Trip that she had when her mom ran is like
Mm-hmm.
almost a grown ass man now. And then
Oh,
she has like 2
wow.
or 3 more with this other guy that she was married to. So I don't know.
Classy.
Yeah, I mean, keep it in your pants there, Bristol. I'm sure she
What's
probably
next
was
on
like,
the docket today?
so speaking of voting, I know you don't watch Dancing with the Stars, but I felt like they just announced their new cast for like season whatever the actual fuck it's gonna be. Right. So they're like it's counting up to Christmas, which I don't know if you haven't watched it, but like when they do Christmas, it's actually kind of cool because the Christmas episodes they do. So a long time ago, I guess not like 4 or 5 years ago, they replaced Tom Bergeron and Aaron, fucking whatever her name is, she looks like a bird. What's that Aaron girl's name? That's the Aaron Andrews sports.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't
they
like
replaced her
her.
with Tyra for a
Yeah,
hot
I
minute,
knew
and
Tyra was on there now. Yeah.
well, she was awful. So they basically she caught all this heat because she would make it instead of it being out about the show and about the contestants, she would make it about her. So
Well,
she's
that's what
gone,
Tyra
and it's
does.
hello, it's what you fucking paid for, right? Well, now they have Alfonso Ribeiro and Julian Huff, who we used to be one of the dancers. They're going to be the host, and
Yeah,
then
I like
Len
that.
Goodman. He died over the summer. Do you know who? Yeah, I was. And he was
No.
one of the staples of like even all these people like your Mark Ballas, Julian Huff, Derek Huff, who also just got married this past weekend. When they were young and doing all of going like to England and Italy and dancing when they used to ship the little Mormon classic dancers over there. He was one that he was like in that circle when they were doing all the competition. So these kids have known him like almost their whole lives, and yeah, he died. He was like
Yeah.
in his late 80s, early 90s as well though. So
Wow. Well, at least he had a
yeah.
long life.
So yeah, so Derek Huff is going to take his place as judge, which he was. He was 78 from bone cancer. So no, he wasn't that old.
Well,
My bad.
70. I mean, come on, 78. That's up there. That's old.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
That's old.
So yeah. So I'm gonna go down like a little list. Ariana Madix from Vanderpump Rules is
Okay.
going to be one of the dancers. Charity Lawson she was on The Bachelorette. I don't watch The Bachelorette, so I don't know who that is. Oh, here's one for you, Mia Sorvino.
Oh, from
Romeo and Michelle high school reunion.
Romy
Yeah,
and Michelle.
yeah.
My shoe's filling up with blood.
We invented Post-its. And then Gina Rodriguez of Jane the Virgin fame. She is joining.
Okay.
Um, oh, Cheryl Burke is retiring at the end of the season. You know who Cheryl Burke is getting a divorce from? Matthew
No, who?
Lawrence.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
like
Joey's brother.
yep, not the young one. They have a podcast too that they all do together called Oh
I've
Brother or
I've seen
something.
some of the little clips of
They're
videos and they're
cute.
actually
Yeah.
pretty funny. Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, she's retiring after this one. I don't know who she's gonna be dancing with, but yeah, that's some of the people that they've I don't think they've given out the whole list yet of who because it's usually like 8 or 10 people. So we'll have to wait and see as it comes more. I'll peep on it for those people who care because I'll probably like watch one or two and then I'll be like,
Wah, wah, wah.
Well, Micah's
I
watching Voltron right now, so I'm revisiting my childhood.
nice.
Yep. So, but yeah, that's oh, we talked about this yesterday, the NSYNC reunion.
Oh yes. Oh
I'm super,
yes.
but we know Justin's not going to be there, right?
Why wouldn't Justin do it? I understand that he is the most successful of all of them,
Uh-huh.
but he has to do it. He
No,
has to.
well, I think they're not really like right now. The only thing they're reunited on are he's got the new Trolls movie coming out. So they're all in the Trolls movie because it's like his character branch from the Trolls movie, which your kids are older, so you probably haven't seen it. It's literally the Troll dolls, but his
Oh,
character
I know.
branch.
I've seen the troll movies. I love the
So
troll movies.
he was in a boy band. Apparently, it's very like Jackson 5-esque, where he was Baby Branch. So it's the five of them come back together for this Trolls franchise right now. It's really the only thing that is going on right now.
So
So
there's
it's
no
not
plans for
actually,
a
yeah, there's
tour.
not an actual tour.
That's, you know what? They did this before too. When
Yeah.
Justin got his Lifetime Achievement, or was it Video Vanguard? I forget which one, but they got them all together and they had a reunion, and we were certain that this was going to kick off the NSYNC like reunion tour, and
Yeah, it's
didn't
not. It's
happen.
just
And now they're
they're
doing it again.
reuniting on a cartoon. Yeah, they did it to us again. But I honestly don't think that Justin Timberlake, I don't think he would join anyways because he's had such success as a solo star and as an actor, and he is, married to Jessica Biel and all of that jazz. So I just
So
don't think
he
he
can
would.
afford to charge all of us $400 for obstructed view tickets behind the stage so that we can watch NSYNC on a Videotron.
I mean, if we're really that desperate for boy band material, Backstreet Boys, they're never gonna let it go.
I'm
Backstreet's
not a
never.
Backstreet Boys fan. I
I'm not
never liked the
either.
Backstreet
No. And
Boys.
I know for a while, I think they were touring with Boys to Men, but it was only like two or three of them, not even all four of them.
Didn't they like tour with New Kids also?
Yes, they did. And I think it was all five of them for New
It
Kids
was
because
all.
there was,
What are they
yeah,
doing?
yeah. I
Well,
mean, Danny's
Donnie
doing
does a
Jenny
lot.
McCarthy. Yeah, Johnny's doing Jenny McCarthy. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, and what was it? What's that show that he's on?
Oh, he's on
Is
a
it
show?
Blue Bloods? Blue Bloods,
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't know that. Oh,
He was on Blue Bloods for a long time with Tom Selleck.
I didn't know that.
It was a good show. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I don't know what it's streaming on, but it's got to be on something.
I think it's probably on Netflix because I think really, if I'm paying honest attention, and I think the last thing I saw him act in was The Sixth Sense, which I didn't even know it was him in The Sixth Sense because he didn't look
Yeah,
like
he was
himself.
really unrecognizable, and wasn't he a drug addict or something in that movie?
Yeah, he was like a drug addict, but he was very, very emaciated. And
Yeah,
spoiler, so if you haven't seen Sixth Sense,
it's your
welcome
own fault. It's like
to
25 years
yeah, it
old.
should came out like in fucking 1995. Whatever. But he kills Bruce Willis, and that's the little boy can see dead people, and that's why he can see Bruce Willis because he's dead. Spoiler.
Yeah,
Michael, what are we doing over
that's
here?
the big twist.
What are you waiting for? Are you going Daddy get Witten? For you're waiting for the computer? Oh, buddy, you're gonna wait a while. Why do you have a? Yeah, you aren't gonna be able to use a computer today because I said so. That's why. Go watch TV in my room. If you're not in my room, you turn the TV off. But you're gonna sit here and be loud. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm the worst. I am the worst.
Yeah,
See,
you
if you
are.
watch Parks and Rec, you would get that. You would get that reference, but you don't.
I would.
Yeah, you miss. I mean, I think you would
Missing out
like.
on it so much.
You are. Well, if you couldn't get past Michael in The Office, I think Parks and Rec would be for you then. Because
Maybe I'll
Ryla
check it
likes
out.
Parks and Rec, but she doesn't like The Office. But they're by the same people. Like, yeah, it's good times. But anywho, speaking of being great parents, like I just was, and told my kids tough shit. Fuck them kids.
That's what I fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them
So
kids.
Adam Sandler.
Hey, fuck them kids.
Did you see he released a movie with his daughters over the
Adam
weekend on Netflix?
Sandler? Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
It's so good. We watched it Friday. and
Oh,
it's
good.
you are so not invited to my bat mitzvah. And it's basically the main character is his youngest daughter, Sunny, I think that's her name. She is like Summer and Sunny. There's two, but one is like 20, one is like 15. So they're not young. So she's playing like 15, playing like a 13-year-old. But you can tell he made this movie just so that like she could have a movie role. But like she kicks
Sadie
ass
and
in it.
Sunny.
Sadie. So the youngest one is who the lead character, but they're both in it. And then his wife is
Okay.
Idina Menzel, which I
Oh,
love Idina
nice.
Menzel.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love
and
it.
yeah,
You mean
but his
Adele Dazeem.
Adele Dazeem. But yeah, his wife is in it because his wife is in every one of his movies. She's in every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So but basically it's his daughter's planning her like big time bat mitzvah, and it's she and her bestie get like an argument, and it's navigating middle school, which we know middle school girls are bitches.
Ugh,
I can't be
fucking
imagined like
worst.
a whole culture of these bat mitzvahs that are akin to like my sweet 16s.
My super sweet 16. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God. Or like there's one for quinceañeras too, and they're even like
Yes. Oh my
crazier.
gosh.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
How many
But it got to
quinceañeras
a
did you
point
go
on that
to?
show, living in San Angelo a lot.
Yeah.
When I lived in San Angelo with my dad, through junior high, there I went to a lot.
Can you imagine
I was never in any, but I went to a lot. They were all so much
moving
fun.
from here, in 8th grade to like my freshman year in high school where I didn't know quinceañeras were a thing, and then all of a sudden all my friends started having them, and I was like, what the fuck is going
I was
on? I
like,
don't
I don't
understand.
get nothing.
Oh, we don't
I
have
don't get a sweet
Mexicans in
16 because I'm
Kansas.
poor. I don't get a
Yeah.
quince because I'm not Mexican.
Yeah, I don't get nothing. I had
What do I get?
I had a 16th birthday party, but my mom invited all of her like adult AOL friends, and then I got to invite like 4 of my friends, and only my 4 friends showed
Oh,
up. So we
that's a
went
good
to
memory to
Chili's
have.
on 183 across from the mall instead. I love Chili's.
R.I.P. Old Chili's.
Old Chili's. I don't even know if that Chili's is still there. It probably is. It's been there
It's
since I
probably
think
still there.
like the
The
world
cockroaches are
started.
holding it up.
Oh yeah.
Those
Yeah,
Irving
probably.
cockroaches, they're made of some pretty stern stuff.
I heard they hang out at Friendly's. Speaking of cock.
Coke just came out of my nose.
You're
That was the first
welcome.
time I did that day.
It's been a hot minute since I've made any kind of liquid squirt out of you.
What? That was funny.
It was funny. You had to be there, right? Is your entourage, are they hating on your creative process?
Yeah, I just got a look from the living room, and I've been getting the side eye from the dining room table this whole time.
Oh well, guys, we're trying to.
Do I
we're
look
trying
like
to do
I give a
things.
fuck? Look at my face.
Fuck.
Do I look
them
like I
kids.
give a fuck? Fuck
Speaking
them
of fuck
kids.
them kids, you want to give
Fuck
us a
them
fundraiser
husbands
update?
too. Oh yeah, so we sold, I believe, a grand total of 19 boxes of cookie dough. And what are you in the 6th period class? They sold the most in their 6th period class.
Congratulations! So they're going to
Yeah.
Disney. You're not going to Disney.
They're going to go to Disney. I think that with the other fundraisers that they have coming up, and they also got a $500 scholarship for their New York trip.
Oh,
So
yay!
that has taken that down significantly. So good news
So
on
yeah,
that front.
he's gonna live their best life while we're just at home going to work.
Yep,
That's what I'm
this next
hearing.
year is going to be the year of travel for them. They get to go to all the neat places that I always wanted to go, but never got the privilege because my mother didn't love me enough. Take that
So you're
information and do with it what
welcome.
you will. So you're
Yeah.
welcome. Oh
You
yeah,
want
they
another letter.
give me that. So this right here, I told them if you go to Disney and if you go to New York, you're gonna do something for me. So I signed them up for this like choir workshop, and then like their whole attitude of it is like, I'm gonna
Oh.
do it, not because I want to, but because I want to go to New York. So
So
I've imposed.
they have your singing ability? Vita's?
I don't know. They never sing for me. I've never heard them sing by themselves.
Yeah, I'm real mad at you, by the way.
Me?
I did something. Yes, you actually, because you used to let me get up in front of people and sing, and I can't carry a
Yeah.
tune.
Not in a bucket.
Not even in a bucket, on the back of a camel, in somebody's trunk of a fucking car, in a truck, on a boat, strapped in and secured down. I couldn't carry a tune. And you used to let me do that.
I did.
Why did you do that to
When
me?
has anyone ever had the ability to tell you, Missy Doneth Carter,
Don't do
that
it.
you
You
can't
straight
do
full
nothing?
ass
You can't
government
do
name
that.
me.
I
I
just
mean,
don't
literally
even tell me.
never.
Not
You full ass
government name.
government name. Now they're gonna be able to hack my shit because they know what my maiden name is. And my kid's
Sorry.
their mother's maiden name. This is
Allegedly,
never
allegedly,
allegedly.
that's what her name is. But
I'm gonna
yeah,
change
when
this
has
to
anyone ever been able to stop you from doing anything when you were under the influence?
fair.
The answer is never.
Never, never.
What?
Kevin. Moist. So yeah, I heard myself sing like not with anything over me today, and I was like, oh, that's bad. And I used to do that for fun. So I'm just gonna apologize to everybody that's ever been next to me in the car when my windows have been down. Been at a bar when I've been drunk on a stage, all of that jazz. I sort of apologize. So
No need to apologize. You gave us a lot of entertainment.
yeah, at my own expense though. So there's that. So,
Well, what
but
else is new?
anywho, I mean, fair. Yeah, we're not gonna lie. This is why we do this because we're attention whores, and that's kind of how we're living
Yeah,
life right now.
we're gonna get your attention one way or t'other.
So, I have a random question just because
Sure,
I was watching our video last week and I was like, oh, my eyes look black. Do you believe in demonic possession?
I do. I
Bugaboo.
do. Oh,
Gotta go get the kid from church. So you believe in demonic possession? I was listening to something the other day that it was like, um, people that were like atheist not being able to believe in demons because supposedly demons are of God.
uh-huh.
And so I was like, well, that's kind of like an interesting, but I was like, I've never thought about it, but I know it's got to be a thing.
I mean, I believe in duality. I believe in angels, and I believe that the opposite of angels are demons. So I do believe that I believe demons are just dark angels. They're
Yeah,
fallen angels or possessed or whatever. But yeah, I do believe in demon possession. It's just one of those things that you will never probably get a definitive answer on.
fair.
But
Yeah.
I believe it. There's too much out there that's unexplained.
And like you'll never know what's going to happen when you die until you die. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but yeah. So yeah, now that he's gone, I was just thinking this week of how like you had a flat tire on Friday and I
Hmm.
have had just like have like our ice maker in our fridge went out and I'm like, man, being a fucking grown up sucks.
It
Like being a
does.
grown up without a shit ton of money just to fix whatever the fuck, whenever the fuck sucks. Like
Yeah.
we technically you think like or even like us, like our sprinkler system stopped working back in May and then it just
Oh, you
randomly
told me
started
about this.
working
Yeah.
again. Well, it stopped working again like 2 weeks ago. So now I get to pay a guy to come dig up my fucking yard because when he was here, he couldn't figure out why it wouldn't turn on. And I just think like it sucks when you like being the actual grown up sucks. It fucking sucks. And so I was wondering if you
Yeah.
feel the same way. Like I don't ever have my shit together. I feel like we're always like I feel like one step behind, right? And I look at like my
Oh, yeah, for
peers
sure.
that have these like ginormous houses and I'm like, or these bitchin' jobs and I'm like, where did I miss that step? Like what the fuck is
Hmm.
happening? So it kind
Yeah.
of sucks. I think that's one thing you don't think of too until you're in your late 30s and then into your 40s, right? Once you've settled into
Yeah.
life.
I think that you've given up at that point and you've just like, all right, just Jesus take me. So
Yeah.
just fall out.
Jesus, take me because my wheel is broken.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. I walk around in a pretty perpetual state of waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
And so and I do that to myself because I don't want to have the breakdown,
Agreed.
freak out when it
Yeah.
does happen. Like, okay, well, I knew this was
This was
coming.
coming. Yeah.
Let's just deal with it, it's just what you got to do. But yeah, I'm always like, how is it that, and I have friends that are like single moms that are living good
Large. Yeah.
lives, and I'm like, how are you paying for trips to Disney? I don't want to compare my life to someone else's life because I don't know their life. I don't know what
Yeah.
their credit looks like. I don't know how much debt they're carrying. I have about $700 in debt, and I'm okay.
That's
I'm
not bad.
comfortable with it. No, I'm
Yeah. I have
comfortable.
a
I have
lot more
one
than
credit
that.
card. It has a $300 limit, and that's all that I need. And because credit cards scare me.
Yeah.
But I've never gotten to that point where I have so much credit that I can just put a down
No.
payment on a credit card, or pay my bills with a credit card and then use my paychecks to pay off the credit card. I've just never had it like that.
Yeah. I
And
think that's something that's not taught either. I think that and
mm-mm,
our generation talks about this time and time again. Like, I know that I have one friend that she has excellent credit. She has 5 or 6 savings accounts. She's great with her money. But then, like, there's like me, like where I would get in trouble when I worked 2 jobs my senior year for even spending my money. And I think that you
mm-hmm,
have that ancillary where like for me, I was like a dumb shit. And we went through a phase when we lived in Keller. We had this house, so we honestly had no business getting. We made $13, $14 an hour. We had no business getting a mortgage, right? And then we
mm-hmm,
lost that house in a foreclosure. And then we ran up our credit cards. And then we moved to Houston. We did good. And then we got a bunch of credit cards. And then
yeah,
we had them until we moved here. We had them for like 4 or 5 years, and it got to be where, like, we were spending so much on credit card payments. Like, we're spending
mm-hmm,
$1,000 a month in credit card payments, and so I started looking into, like, debt consolidation and all of
mm-hmm,
that shit. So I hired a company who we pay them, like, monthly, and they were supposed to negotiate mine and Kevin's debt. And they said, "We can't do that until," and this is something, like, I'm just cautionary, "until you're delinquent." So we went from having all of these credit cards that, yeah, we were paying a shit ton, but we were current and our credit was good, to,
mm-hmm.
okay, we're going to trust this process. So we gave it 6 months. And this was at a point where, like, our insurance agent had fucked up our homeowner's insurance and my mortgage went up $500 at the same time. That's what jumped me into
Mm.
doing this with our debt, right? So we actually ended up, like, now I have like $13,000 in debt because I took this advice. So I just hired this company again to do it, just mine, because I, with my income and my credit, it's kind of like would be on my back to get financed for anything, anyways. Tell me why they fuck in a month they've settled 2 fucking accounts, and it took them 6 months before they didn't do anything in 6 months last year or year before last.
Sounds like somebody wasn't doing their fucking
Yeah,
job. That's what it
and I
sounds like
should
to
have,
me.
instead of like trying to trust the process, I should have been up their asses. But yeah, they've settled 2 out of my 12 accounts where they've reduced my debt by $900 already. And I'm like, I wish somebody
Damn.
had. And there's groups in like on Facebook that you could honestly learn this shit, but I'm lazy and I don't have time to sit, and I'm not an attorney to sit on the phone and
Mm-hmm.
try to negotiate with like anything. But yeah, I was like, fuck, like I wish I was like an actual grown up sometimes, right?
And you're not an actual grown up?
No, I pretend real well
You mean
though.
like with good credit and like disposable income?
What's that? I don't know what that is.
I'm sorry. I was speaking in tongues for a second.
That was really weird of you. I didn't want to say anything.
I
So,
know.
but yeah, I think that's one thing I don't think people talk about enough, as we all want to pretend we're fine, right? We all want to pretend like we're keeping up with the Joneses and everything is good, and we
Mm-hmm.
don't want to go, oh yeah, we're fucked. We're so fucked. And I think that's, nobody wants to talk about, yeah, like I have a nice house, but I also have a mortgage that's comfortable
Mm-hmm.
because I got it when rates were super fucking low. If rates hadn't
Mm-hmm.
been as low, I would have never been able to afford this house. And then they're like, "Oh, you have a Lexus?" Yes, I have a 12. I have an almost 11-year-old Lexus that I got it for
Yeah.
like a third of like the price of what it would be when it's new. And I got it only because my minivan broke down. My fucking gosh, like 15-year-old minivan broke down. So it was fine, you know? So yeah, I think that's one of the
But
things. I
don't
don't know.
let anybody make you feel bad about that. Like my ex mother-in-law used to try to make me feel bad about the fact that I drove a Cadillac. And
Mhm.
the only reason why I drove a Cadillac is because we found it on it was in the area and it was the price that we needed. It
Yeah.
was 2007. This was a 94. A
Oh yeah, so it's
94
not like it was
Cadillac.
even new. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean it was nice. It was in good condition, and I fucking loved that car. It was like butter. But but you get mad at me because I'm driving a Cadillac and you're driving a Hyundai. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You know,
And
your
sometimes it
car's
comes
3 years
to
newer than mine.
it's the car that fits your price, and it's like that's what you could get approved for.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something that nobody talks about either is like, do I want it? I want a Jeep, but can I afford a fucking $50,000 Jeep? No, I
Mm-hmm.
cannot. And am I going to pay that for a car? I probably would if I won the lottery. I'm not even going to fucking lie. We always play, like, do you play that, like, the what if
The
game?
lottery game. Oh yeah, I love
Yeah.
the lottery game. Yeah.
I'm like, I would pay this house off and rent it out, but I would rent it out for like an affordable price where it was like, I know like a family, like our family, you would need this much space, but it's hard to
Mm-hmm.
get, right? And I think that there would be, because
Mm-hmm.
especially being a military town, it would always be rented. Always.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for
And I was
sure.
like, I would get like a house in the country. And then Kevin is like, well, what about Micah? Micah's probably never going to drive. Then we need to be where he can walk, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, we're not fucking talking about him right now.
This is what I
Can this be
want.
about me for a minute? So yeah. But yeah, that was kind of my rant of the week. I have to have one.
Yep.
Because you were talking about V and their choir stuff and how you would just want to go, like V gets to do this even though you raise the money, you don't get to go, and how we both would like to just have a hotel room, at least for a fucking day, am I right? Where
Yeah.
nobody wants anything. All I need is like a bed, somewhere I don't have to wear pants, and a fucking phone charger. I don't even need the TV to work because I've got my phone. I just need something
Mm-hmm.
in the background. But you, like with Kevin, like you say that and they act like you're abandoning the family and running
Oh,
away.
oh, oh,
Well, what
oh.
about me?
What,
What am
what,
I
what,
supposed to
what,
do?
what,
Why?
who's
Why?
who's
Why would
who's
you want
gonna
to do
cook
that?
dinner? Who's
Who's
gonna
going to
buy
take care of the
groceries?
kids? The kids
Who's
aren't good for me when you're gone.
That's your fucking fault. Be a father.
Yeah. Like I went to go work out because I joined that gym I told you about last week. And I went to go work out yesterday and I was like, be good for boys, be good for daddy boys. And he's like, that never happens. I'm like, then that, you know what? Put one in one fucking room, put one in another fucking room. They can't get along if they're not, or they can't fight if they're not fucking together.
Yeah.
You know?
Sequester their asses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just want to
Yeah.
know
Next
because,
time
like,
he's like, that never happens. That's not gonna happen. Not with that attitude.
yeah. I just am to the point where it's like, how did we become the girls that were like, fuck them hoes, to being like, kind of ketchup do you want with your chicken nuggets, husband? What did we do?
I don't know. I like somehow we I don't we settled down. We did not settle, but we settled down, and I guess we just figured. I don't know. I don't know.
We got complacent. I think we got complacent.
That too.
Yeah, I
That
think
too.
it's complacency and like they forget who he is.
Who we
Because in all
used to be.
honesty, if I wanted to get a room, I would just tell Kevin like, "Get fucked, I'm gonna do it." But he would whine like a
Hmm.
little fucking girl about it.
Yeah, we used to be like, I don't care what the consequences are. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and everybody can just deal with it. And now we're like, I'm really gonna
Mm,
pay for this when I get home.
yeah, he's
I'm
gonna be
gonna
a
do
little
what I'm
bitch about
gonna do, but
everything.
I'm gonna hear about it for a while.
But I think that's what
It's
I'm gonna tell everybody. That's what I want for my Christmas gift. Is I want
mhm.
a day or in a room alone. I need a break. I am home all day with these children,
Mhm.
with these motherfucking kids, all day or a day. And I think I
Mhm.
deserve a break.
I agree.
Same with you,
I
girl. We talked
agree.
about meeting halfway. So you said Vegas, and Vegas is not halfway. Did you know it's 15 hours from here to fucking Phoenix?
To drive,
Yeah,
that's just 3 hours less than it is here to my dad's house. It's
I'm just
18
saying though.
hours,
Yeah, that's a lot.
so that's 7 hours either way.
Yeah, like we could
Or
probably converge in Colorado,
yeah, we
maybe.
could or Santa Fe somewhere.
Yeah, or we could find like cheap ish flights, because even those are expensive as fuck now. There's no like want to get away rates from fucking Southwest
No,
anymore.
there's
So
no such thing. And I mean, they have them, but they're not like they used to be. Like,
no,
getting to and from Vegas for like $50.
yeah, that's not a
And
thing
you know
anymore.
what it is because of COVID.
Yeah. No, I think they were
Yeah,
always doing it
fucking
before
COVID.
because even before COVID, like I don't have my vaccine anyways, so I don't even know if I can fly anywhere if I'm not vaccinated because I know they're
Yeah,
about to
you can
start
fly.
rolling out like mask mandates and stuff again in
I
certain
heard that
places.
it's going to be for some like TSA and some what's it, airport
Yeah,
personnel. But I don't think they're going to start like rolling out like like mandates again.
I think
I don't think
California
that they'd
has
be able
mask
to.
mandates again.
Really?
Yeah, and then I've been
Huh.
looking into a couple of the theater companies here. You know, I burped. That was it tastes like salad. But to like join to perform at some of the community stuff, and you have to be vaccinated to join like the local theater here. And so
Oh,
I'm like, if I
really?
really want to do it, is it worth going to get? Because I would think we moved here 6 months into COVID, 6 months into everything, even before vaccinations were a thing. And then numbers here were so low that it was like, why? And then the weekend,
Mm-hmm.
Rylan and I were going to go get vaccinated because Rylan wanted to get vaccinated. We got fucking COVID. And I was like, well, there goes that idea. So,
Yeah, I got it after I was vaccinated. So yeah, I'm just like, I guess I just have all the stuff that it likes. So
yeah.
whatever. I think that California's mandates are limited to like healthcare facilities, like
Okay.
hospitals. But it like based on that, short little Google search, it could be more. I think they're going to have a hell of a time with
Oh,
it.
yeah,
I mean,
for
even
sure.
worse than last time.
I think anywhere that's not California, because I think a lot of places in California are still masks up. I know a lot
Mm-hmm.
of the rest of the country is not as diligent as we were in early COVID days, which I think it's not the killer that they made it to be. If we're facting facts, right? But then it's like there's an election coming up too, so it's been the Biden administration's going to start pushing mask mandates, and then like suggestions for booster shots and shit. And it's probably
Yeah, I think that
90%.
he's submitted a request to Congress for a certain like $8 million or something for a booster for this new variant that's come out. Um, I don't know about it being like not the killer that they said it was, because I think for some people it was.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
I promise you, when I had it the first time, I should have been in the hospital.
Yeah.
Eric was getting up in the middle of the night to check on me to make sure I was still breathing because
Yeah.
I was so sick. And I just thought that I had a really bad flu,
Yeah.
because this was super early. We didn't know what it was. But I think some people like it. I mean, it definitely killed a bunch of people. I mean, it killed a million Americans. So
Yeah.
I think the fact that an election is coming up, but I think that's a stupid thing to try to run on. I think that's a stupid
Yeah.
platform to try to run on
But
because
you see them run on
people are sick
stupider
of it.
shit. Yeah. But you
Mm-hmm.
see people there are the people that are gonna abide by it. There is people that it's gonna be a dumb thing for them to, because like when we had it, we think Rylan had it before COVID came out officially. Rylan had a cough for a month and a half, like
Mm-hmm.
super sick, like the flu. Then I had a cough for a month and a half. When we had it, Rylan had it much, much worse, but that was because Rylan was like laying down where everything was like sitting, and I was having to make them get up. They weren't drinking water, and we pumped
Mm-hmm.
the shit out. Like within like 3 days, we were like fine to very, very fucking sick. And
Mm-hmm.
then within 3 days, we were fine. And it's, are you in the shower? Okay. I like your little weird walk. It's cute. But but that's kind of how it was for us. Is like I took it as an opportunity to like I watched all three Godfather movies because there was nobody in the room with me. It was amazing. Like where my
Did you watch
office
like
is.
all in one sitting?
Yes, because I literally, and then I
Oh,
watched the first season of Bridgerton, and the only thing I could taste was queso. And that is how I know God loves me.
God
Because he
loves
was
you.
like, you can't take anything
Jesus
you can't
blessed you.
taste. Girl,
Here's some
Here's some
queso.
queso. Yeah. Yeah.
At least I didn't lose my sense of taste. My dad did, though. He still hasn't gotten it back.
Oh, I have a friend that she got it like 3 years ago. She got it when COVID first hit, and she still can barely smell and taste stuff.
That's crazy.
But she also
It's
smokes
crazy how
Marlboro Red.
different it affected. Yeah, that'll fuck up your taste buds too.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was so much the COVID as the cowboy killers.
Yeah, she still smokes them too, and she is one of those.
Whew.
She's like taking shots of Jaeger, smoking her Marlboro Red.
She's a G.
2 of her kids just had kids this year. They're teenagers.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna be a little judgy on that shit a little bit. But, Yep. But yeah, so that was I was like, oh. So I'm not bumming smokes from her when we're drinking together because I can't do a Marlboro Red, guys. Can't do it. So
like you got an ultralight. Like that's about all that I
well,
can handle anymore
I can
is the
rock it with a
ultralight.
menthol. I almost went and bought cigarettes today. I was so irritated with my dad.
Man, I bought a pack of cigarettes the other day. Yeah.
It's also
almost
like
did it.
my doctor won't refill my Wellbutrin, and that was what was helping with my anxiety and my cigarette craving. But I'm still on this whole bullshit of being super pissed at my dad. So it just, yeah. And then my sister just like, I post on Facebook. My sister was like, "What happened now?" And I was like, "I can't text you about it. I need you to call me because it's a fucking, well, he's shittier to her than he is to the rest of us too, because she's from his very first marriage, and so she's been married since I was like 10, and they've never had a good relationship. Like she has never. Like she's never been to Kansas since 1990, since my family has lived here off and on. Like didn't come see any of my kids when they were born. We lived the closest we ever lived when we lived in Houston that we've ever lived in our lives, and I saw her twice. So it's kind of one of those that it's like I can see why their relationship is what it is, but at the same time, like she's picking up what I'm putting down. Because I did see on Facebook today where he has like a whole other family that they bought him like grandpa shirts and shit. And they threw like a birthday party for another kid that they're not even related to. And I'm like,
I'm sorry. I know that doesn't feel good.
Them. Yeah. So yeah. So I told her, she was like, "Want me to say something?" And I was like, "No." I was like, basically, I posted on Facebook because she's like, "You never posted on Facebook like that." And I was like, "Well, I wanted like our cousin, like our second cousin. I wanted her to read it and go to my dad and say something, because she will, like, and she won't be nice about it." And I was like, "I'm just gonna inadvertently like pick a fight because I'm all out of fucks and I want to pick a fight."
You're just gonna babe book your way into a family feud.
Yeah. I got nothing else to do, right? So
yeah, you're stuck in the house all day with the kids. You need something. You need a hobby.
I need something. I do need a hobby. I do need a hobby.
Some people learn to knit. I don't think that's happening here.
I don't have 10 fingers.
I don't have a finger. I get it. I remember.
I can't
that
crochet. I know I can't crochet.
I remember doing your manicure and getting to that last pinky and not know.
I go to the same places to get my fingernails done.
Wiggle it. Wiggle it.
See, videoing was such a good idea.
We're in our 40s, folks.
Hey, picking your nose is always funny. Just like farts are always funny.
It's funny. You can't do anything about it.
Exactly. You have no idea, people. But yeah, that is.
We have anything else to talk about today?
I'm out of topics.
We got
other than
all of them.
We did quickly, even
$1.25. Look at us.
I know. Well, I think
it's like $1.25 Tristo.
Well, so our first episode, I went back today, was like only 53 minutes, and I was like, "What happened?" But I was like, my list is really short this week. There wasn't a whole lot going on. It was like we could have talked about how the Invictus Games for Prince Harry's documentary is out, but nobody cares. I did watch some Britney Spears TikToks. Remember how we were talking about her? She's going through a hoaissance. I was watching one TikTok where she's full on like stripping, almost, basically. Like she's doing like a floor routine that you would see at a strip club, and her ass and stuff is all red. And I'm like, but it's only like her ass. She's got like tiny underwear on that she likes to wear in those. But then there's like another part where she's slapping herself in the ass. And so I think it was like a mishmash of she's hitting herself and like they cut it the way they cut it together because both sides were as red as those fucking headphones. And I'm like, she did that shit to
Wow.
herself. And she
Either
looked like
that
she
or
was fucked
she's.
up too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like it was one of
That's
those that's like you don't
sad.
want to kick people when they're down, but it's like, ooh.
Girl, what's
And
going
who's
on?
watching? Yeah, she needs to get back. She's one that like I think she needs that conservatorship.
I don't think her
So
parents need to be. I think she needs an attorney that she can
like a guardian
trust.
ad litem. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Agreed. No, I agree.
You know what? I
But
had an
no.
idea. I had a thought about her. She was, like the breadwinner for her family at a very, very early age, and she's a performer. And when you're a performer, you go and you audition for parts and for shows and all that. And when you go on these auditions, the answer is yes. Can
Yeah.
you ride a horse? Yes, I can ride a horse.
Yep.
It's my favorite thing to do. Can you sing opera? Yes, I can sing opera. It's my favorite thing to do. So you figure it out. I'm wondering, did she just get trained to that like yes mentality? Like you just say yes, and that's how she gets wrapped up in all of this like
Craziness.
drama. Yeah, and
Maybe.
it's just like because she doesn't know how to say no. It's just a theory. I find myself feeling more and more sorry for her
Oh yeah.
because she hasn't gotten back to good.
I
She
think
seems
it's
like
just
she's
because there's
going back to
nobody there.
worse.
Nobody
Yeah,
wants to get her there, and I think that's
she
the
just took
saddest
the
part.
reins off, and now she's just
Hmm.
running wild.
And see, and you say how she's like used to saying that yes, and it always maybe begs the question: did she figure out this is what these people want to hear, so that way they can absolve this conservatorship,
Mm-hmm.
and I can pretend and yes my
Maybe.
way into I'm completely fine.
Yeah,
So
because she fooled us for years, thinking that
she
that
did,
she was completely fine.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
now look at her just it like it's the picture of chaos if you look at these videos and you look at how she's dressed and how her hair and like we talked about bad extensions and all of that and
Mm-hmm.
like just her eyes, the way her eyes look,
She's
many an
vacant.
addict has looked, yeah,
Yeah.
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 So
I know
I
that
think you're
look.
right. Yeah.
Do you think that she's going to be another like cautionary Monroe-esque type of scenario? Obviously, we don't hope for that, but do
No,
you, in your like intuition, do you see that kind of coming to
I don't
fruition
think
maybe?
that. I think it'll be not a surprise if she dies of some sort of substance abuse.
Yeah.
Or taking her own life. Just
Yeah,
but
I
I
think
think
that would be one that wasn't a surprise at all.
no,
Like
I think it'll be like, oh, finally, it'll be, oh, she's still alive, is
yeah.
I
Oh,
think what we'll see,
she hadn't accidentally killed herself yet.
or
Yeah.
we'll see it go the same route of like Sinead O'Connor,
Yeah.
where they
Or
kind of
Amy
knew.
Winehouse.
I think Amy Winehouse, but Britney is 40, almost, I think 42, 41, 42, and
She's 42. Yeah.
yeah, I don't think it's as much of a. I don't think people think it's like a travesty if it
Yeah.
happens. I think it'll be, well, we knew this was going to happen. I think the side of the coin that's like, oh, people really they failed her. I think that point will be missed. I really do, because
Yeah.
we as a society we just don't have that kind of compassion.
Yeah. And is it
So
that we don't care anymore, or that we almost delight in seeing someone
we
fall
delight
like that?
in seeing somebody fall. Because think
I
of how many
delighted in
girls,
seeing her breakdown at first because I was like, I knew it. I knew she was
yeah,
fucking nuts. I knew she was. But now it's like I feel bad for her. Like I
yeah,
feel badly about the way that I saw her at the beginning. But now it's just like, wow, she's in some trouble. And
nobody
I
can get,
almost kind of like Brittany, just come. You can sleep on the couch. We'll feed you. We'll get you clean. I'm just like, come live in mama's house for a second. Let
yeah.
me take care of you so you can be
You're
okay.
nicer than me. I wouldn't want to invite that chaos into my life. So you're way
Well, I
nicer than
I
me.
like I like to have all the strays. I probably like come high school age for V. I
Oh, I'm
probably will
sure.
have a
Yeah.
stray in my house. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I would say that, but I think that's at that level of a lot. I think that's too much for me and my
Yeah,
palate.
I'm
So
not saying that I'm the one that's equipped. I'm not,
no,
but
no,
in
yeah.
like the nurturer, the mother in me, I'm just like, girl,
Oh
sit
yeah.
down. Let me make you a plate, get you a bath, get you some clothes on that ass. And let's talk about what your plan is. Let's make a plan.
She's like, oh, I just want some hot Cheetos.
It's Brittany.
And I'm gonna,
I just want to go into the. It's Brittany.
Do you got a cigarette?
What do you need?
Cigarettes and a hot Cheeto. Actually, I like Talkies now.
Once.
What happened? You're gonna eat cold spaghetti?
I know. Stephen is graduating in 2 years. Thank you for reminding me how old I am. You're dismissed.
Lovely. Does V want to be on the podcast? Is that why V be hovering?
Do you want to be on the pod? Maybe not today.
Well, they weren't invited today. We were just wondering.
Well, you weren't invited today, so
we're wrapping up.
You did stuff to do. I'm busy. I've got stuff to do.
Allegedly. Yeah, me too. I gotta go look at my phone
for hours until I'm too tired to keep my eyes open.
Bro, can you act like I taught you damn table manners? With your cold ass spaghetti over there. Fix your face. I'm gonna fix it for you.
Ooh, mama mad.
Pew, pew. That's what we do. I'm like, pew, pew, and then and then you holster him. And he giggles every day. I'm gonna start calling you. So now we're doing YouTube. So do you want me to embarrass you? Allegedly. He said, I don't care. We know better. He does. I can't hear you again because you muted yourself. So that's lovely.
Oh, whoops.
There you go. Well, that is all I've got. You want to wrap us up?
So, where can we find you on social medias?
On the old TikTok. I'm Mama_Missy82.
On the TikTok.
I think I've given up using my Instagram, so just go check out our Manifesto Drama Podcast Instagram. Because you kids and your newfangled technology, and then we have a YouTube channel coming soon. We're going to be Manifesto Drama. We're working on this is our experimental recording, hopefully. What about you?
Yeah, I definitely want to get something like more interesting for back here because this is just.
We need those Zoom things, like the Zoom backgrounds. We're like, you're in space.
Yeah, like a girl. That's what V just said. We need a green screen so we can put like cats in space all around my head.
I'm here for it. Yeah.
Cat toasters flying all around me.
I have nice curtains. My Claytons.
Here's a nice Tuesday
morning. All right. Well, where can we find you?
I am Mean Mommy Life on YouTube, OG Mary Mother 420 on TikTok, and Mary Mother 420 on Instagram.
And yeah, go check out us, like and subscribe. We're on all platforms podcast-wise, guys. Thanks for tuning in with us this week.
And leave us a comment wherever the comment section is. Leave us a comment.
If you have Spotify, at least listen for 30 seconds because then we can get paid if we get to 100 Spotify.
Yeah, listeners. we need to make that money so we can get poise
tires.
And tires, poise pads and tires.
Yeah, and new.
We're trying to get that. We're trying to get that sweet endorsement money from Discount Tire.
There you go. It's always good to have a plan.
There you go. Because you never know when that other shoe's going to drop.
Hey, I've got 6 out of 8 new tires. We're right now. We're feeling fucking grown.
I think if we get one more new tire, we get a free one.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
I'm going to shove a slow clap up your ass, child. All right. Well, on that note, it was good talking to you.
Good. Talk to you next week, friend.
Bye, friend.
Bye.
Bye.